So what are the 3 healthy habits that I plan on concentrating on in 2023? Number 1, really digging in deep to mindfully eat. Number 2 would be daily stretching. And the third one is strength training 2 or 3 times a week. I'm excited about this one, but I will also tell you I'm a little nervous about it. So what are the 4 things that I did with my healthy habit in 2022 that made it easier to stick to that habit? Number 1 was I needed to be convinced that it was worth my time and my effort to actually do this thing. Otherwise, why do it? Number 2, it needed to be simple. It needed to be something that I actually could do for a long period of time. Number 3, it needed to be easy to remember. And the 4th thing is it needed to be fun. And that's the harder one because a lot of times if it's a habit I haven't already incorporated, it's probably because I don't think it's fun. But if I could make it be fun, that's like the best case scenario. So what was my healthy habit in 2022 that I was able to stick to? So you're not going to hear this and go, wow, Bobby, you're amazing, or life-changing habit you'd never even thought of. You're not going to think that, but it's the implementation and the fact that I was able to keep at it. That's the thing I want you to take from this, not the habit itself. The habit itself was consistently doing my skincare twice a day. Now, hear me out. Before I implemented this, I had a skincare routine, but I will say that there were absolutely days, mornings, sometimes evenings, where I would skip it because my skincare routine was too complicated. And I did a video where you guys called me out on it. You were like, okay, Bobby, that is way too many steps and way too much money because of all the products I was using. I wasn't convinced that my routine was actually accomplishing what I thought it was accomplishing. So that was a problem. I wasn't convinced it was worth it. It wasn't simple at all. It wasn't easy to remember because it was way too many steps. It was expensive because it was way too many steps. And because of all that, it wasn't fun or enjoyable to do. So it literally was a drudgery. I'd be like, oh man, I gotta go wash my face and do all the things. So I changed it. I changed it to be a completely, not completely, but well, no, it's almost completely different skincare routine. And I started using the skincare from Agency. Now, I will tell you that this portion is sponsored by Agency. I started this routine before Agency started sponsoring me. I can honestly say I enjoy doing my skincare twice a day. So what is Agency? You don't mind if I get ready while I talk, do you? Agency is personalized skincare. So obviously you can see it's working for me. My skin looks so much better since I started using Agency. When I was trying to piece together all the things of my skincare routine, I never felt like I was actually doing the right thing. But because Agency is prescription strength skincare, that made all the difference. So it's personalized to your skin, to your needs. It's personalized to your comfort level. There's really no guesswork. So how does Agency work? When you sign up, you will be sent an email where they will ask you a bunch of questions about your skin. And your provider will come up with a plan or a formula for your skin. Before I started using Agency, my skin kind of had a lackluster, kind of a drab kind of feel to it. I feel like Agency has given me back that more youthful glow. When you get your formulas, you will receive a treatment plan, and on it, it says exactly the things that you need to do. There's no guesswork. So Agency sets up a 2-month rotation of your formulas. Before it comes to you though, they will send you an email. In that email, we'll ask you a bunch of questions about your skin and how it's doing. They take the guesswork out for you. They're the experts. The one you're going to use at night is called the Future Formula, and it's what the dermatology provider prescribes for my skin. This is what my formula is right now. It's going to reduce fine lines, boost firmness, smooth out texture, and clear out pores. Right after I've cleansed it, this is what hits my face because this is the workhorse of what is making my skin look its best. And it's the anti-aging part. Then there's the dark spot formula. You're going to use this morning and night. It's going to reduce dark spots, hyperpigmentation, melasma. It's going to reduce redness, and it's going to brighten your skin. This has an ingredient in it that you can only get by prescription. It is called hydroquinone. It will have it like every other time or so because you have to cycle that on and off. If I'm going to only use exactly what I need after I've cleansed my face in the evening, I just grab my Future formula. That goes on my skin first. Grab a moisturizer. A lot of times I use CeraVe, or I'll use the Dr. Jart. It depends on what my skin is doing and the time of year it is. And when I'm done with the moisturizer, I go in with the dark spot formula in those areas that I need it, and I'm done for the night. In the morning, I will sometimes cleanse my face. Sometimes I just put some water on it and I'm done. If I'm doing very basic, I will just go in with a moisturizer. Usually it's the CeraVe. After the moisturizer, I will go ahead and put my dark spot formula on. And when that's done, I will put an SPF. A lot of times it's Elta MD or it's CeraVe, and I'm done. That's why this is so doable, so easy. I don't have to think about it. It's on automation. And that is the reason why this has been successful for me in 2022, and I will continue it in 2023. It all fits in just a little container like this. So you can start your agency journey today. Just click on my link. It is in the description box below. Thank you, agency, for sponsoring this portion of the video. So my other 3 habits that I want to do, number 1 is mindfully eating. And I'm going to be cutting up vegetables as we mindfully eat. That seems fitting. So the first thing is I need to be convinced that it is the best thing for me, that this is actually going to work. Now I've already started doing mindfully eating, and that's a good thing. And I am already convinced this is something I need to be doing. Here's the reason. I have tried so many different things and they have never worked long term. I don't want to do another restrictive kind of diet. It's just something that I know that's not going to work for me because I never stay on them for very long. So that's why I'm convinced this is something I need to try. This is a simple plan, so that goes into number 2. It's simple because there's no restrictions. I don't have to follow some kind of meal plan. I don't need to make sure I'm eating enough of this or enough of that. I just eat mindfully. The only thing I would say is restrictive, which it's really not restrictive because it's easy, is eating whole foods. Instead of eating pre-packaged things or things that are from fast food, for most of the time I'm going to eat real whole foods. And that's pretty much the only plan, if you want to call it a plan. Well, I make it fun by making foods that I really truly want to eat. So I know I'm eating Brussels sprouts right now, but I have to tell you, I actually love roasted Brussels sprouts. Like, love. Like, I've considered doing this as a dessert before. I know, I'm weird. When it's roasted with olive oil and garlic, oh my heart, so good. Going forward into 2023, I really want to work on a few things. One is really dialing in to when I am hungry and when I am full. Also dialing in on eating my vegetables first and eating most vegetables. So on a plate, half of it is vegetables. So that's part of my mindful eating plan. My husband and I are also going to be doing meal planning before we go grocery shopping each week, or I should say he goes because he does all the grocery shopping. Instead of just kind of going down and figuring out what we want to eat at the time, having a plan for our meals. Now, one of the things that will make that easier, so part of this whole process of how to make this habit stick, is I'm going to be putting it on our family calendar, what we're eating. Now, for me, that's easy. For you, you might want to just stick to a piece of paper stuck to your refrigerator. That's fine. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You have to do it what's right for you. For me, it's very easy to just make it an event on my calendar, and then the whole family can know what they're eating. They don't even have to ask you what's for dinner that night. When you're eating real foods that you really, really love, but are also good for your health, and you know they're going to do good things for your body, that makes it more fun. It all goes into the fact of you feeling confident it's the right thing for you and convinced it's actually going to work for you. And it goes into the simplicity of it. It's the best case scenario to do mindful eating. Yum. Time to put them in the oven. Another habit I'm planning on doing is daily stretching. So it has been proven that stretching daily helps people get injured far less as they age. And when I'm stretching daily, I just feel better. So obviously that's how I'm convinced that I should spend the time doing it. So to make it simple, I'm only going to be doing it like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm gonna do my same routine every single day. I'm not exactly sure what the routine is yet. I'm still working on that. It'll be easy for me to remember because I'm gonna make it part of my morning routine. Just after I get my face stuff done, I'm just gonna go automatically to go stretch for 10 to 15 minutes. If I make it part of like immediately after something I always do, I'm more likely to do it. And how I make it fun is by incorporating it with something I already like to do. So I like to listen to the Bible being read to me by the YouVersion. It's how I've read through the entire Bible in a year. It just makes it so enjoyable to listen to it as I do something else. I also found a new YouTube channel called Grace for Purpose Prayers. These are great. They're only about 10 to 15 minutes, perfect timing, and they literally talk you through a prayer, and then they do the actual prayer, and they're just read a lot of scripture. It's something I really like. Now, if you're not a praying person and that doesn't appeal to you, you could easily do an audiobook or a podcast you've been wanting to listen to, just something that you're really looking forward to listening to while you do your stretching. I also know that if I forget to do it, I can always just do it at another time. It's really not that big a deal if it's not done exactly at the right time. Like, who cares? So this next habit is the one I am the most excited about, and also the one that I think will be the most life-changing. It is strength training or strength workouts for 3 times a week. I'm not even sure on that one. So first, I obviously need to be convinced it is worth my effort and my money because I need to join a gym. Studies show that strength is one of the things that we lose the most when we are aging. So it is very important for us to build strength. That alone has convinced me. I have close family members that are now bedridden because they don't have any strength anymore, and they were that way pretty fast in their aging process. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have the strength to do the things that I want to do, to be with my grandkids when I have them, to be out with my husband and have fun traveling, all those things. So I am committed to doing some strength training. I also know that muscle builds calories faster, so it will help with weight loss, which is something I also want to do. But notice it's not on my list of habits. Weight loss is not a habit. It's a result of some of my other habits, which is a good thing. I am hiring a personal trainer. I've hired him to work with me with the fact that I have arthritis in my hands, so it's very hard for me to hold things that are heavy, to just teach me the weights that I need to do, the form I need to do, because I just have no clue. And yes, could I watch a video? Sure, but that video isn't geared to me. I want something geared to me personally, so they know my body and what would work for me. So I have been in contact with him, and I'm working towards starting in the new year. 3 days a week, that just seems doable to me. I hope it's doable. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's only 2 times a week. I don't know. I think he's going to say 3, but I also will do it at a time that is right for me. If I said to myself, I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock every morning and go to the gym, that will not happen. I might be a morning person, but I'm not a morning go to the gym kind of person. I know that about myself, and so why make this difficult? I'm going to find, after some trial and error, find out what works best for me not based on what someone else says, some fitness guru out there who says you need to do exercising at a certain time of day. No, do the exercise at the time that will make you actually do it. The last part would be making it fun. Now, this one was a challenge because I don't necessarily like exercise. You guys know I love to go bike riding. That's such a fun thing to do. But I do that with my husband because it does a couple things. We're together. It's good for our marriage. It's fun to do it with him. So I have asked Doug if he would do it with me. He's still figuring out if he can work this out with his schedule. And I also asked a girlfriend of mine if she wanted to do it. So they're both trying to figure out if they could do it with me. If they cannot do it with me, I'm still committed to doing this. What I plan on doing is when it's not working with Jamar and I'm there by myself is I will listen to a podcast or listen to music I like. Having something fun to listen to that I only listen to when I'm working out. So it's kind of a reward. Like I go there and I'm only going to watch it then. Just something where it can take my mind off of the fact that all I'm doing is going to work out. I can be like, oh, yay, I get to listen to this while I work out. If you want to follow along with my Midlife to Fit Life series, the first 10 episodes are in this playlist that will take you through many months of my series. Right now I am on a hiatus of my series, but I will be starting it again in 2023. I will see you in that playlist or another one. God bless.